am astounded because I thought Roy, where I'm from, was high. We're at 400 parts per million, okay? But let me tell you that what I'm seeing here in Taylorsville and Benyon, it's 1,989 parts per million according to the government report here. In Riverton City, it's 1,280 parts per million. In Sandy, 1,492 parts per million. In Magna, 1,230 parts per million. I'm going to show you some that just blew my mind. Had no idea that Lakeside Range in Box Elder County, 7,500 parts per million. That's way, way high. You know, when I start thinking about what this stuff is, it's inorganic minerals, calciums and phosphorus and things that our body cannot process. Yes, ma'am?
A number of years ago down in Gilbert, Arizona, they did a test, and they even found small traces of toilet paper.
Absolutely.
And all kind of things like that that was in the water at that time.
I read one of these articles about a particular individual who did a study. He was a biochemist and did a study on water in his area, and he was analyzing raccoon hairs, fish bones, fish scales, fish parts, because think about it, our water comes from lakes. It's coming through a system down to a city system. And by the way, guess who's in charge of this big project in your city or county? Your mayor, your city council, your water people. Okay, those are the folks that do this, and it's not their fault. They're doing the best job they can do, just like your bread man is bringing you bread in a plastic bag. He's bringing it to you the most sanitary way that he can bring it to you. Whose job is it to take it out of the bag? Ours. Whose job is it to clean the water at the tap and make sure we don't have chemicals in it? Ours. Okay?
What's the rating for Provo?
For Provo? Well, let's see if I can. I have a whole bunch of pages here. Let's see if I can find it real quick. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you after the thing. Or guess what we can do? Since you want to know the rating for Provo, I happen to have a total dissolved solid meter in my pocket, and we can just get a sample of water and tell you what this ratio is, because we have these meters today that you can buy, and they're digital, and all you have to do is get a glass of water. Clark, would you get me a glass of water from the tap, please? Not from your purifier. That wouldn't be fair. And what we're going to do, we're going to turn this little gadget on, and you can all see that it has zeros across the digital display. This is called a total dissolved solid meter. Okay?
Provo's supposed to have the best water around.
Is it? Well, maybe we've got good water here.
We drink it out of the tap all the time.
Okay? What's that reading?
I can't see.
303 parts per million. That's sure better than 1,700 or 1,200 or 7,500. That's not bad, okay? So that's about how easy it is to check the total dissolved solids of water. Now, we don't want to drink those things because they are going to cause problems like bone spurs, arthritis, kidney stones. You know, if you analyze this stuff, it's exact same chemistry of a kidney stone. So when you can't process it in your body, guess what might happen to one of your children or your teenagers or your husband or you? And I've never had a kidney stone, but they tell me that it's worse than passing a baby. Have you ever had a kidney stone? I mean, I don't know if that's true, but that's water hardness. That's just all the hardness, just like you have on the shower and the bathroom. Now I want you all to read this. Christy, would you read that for me?
Sure. Water hardness, inorganic minerals in solution, is the underlying cause of many, if not all, of the diseases resulting from poisons in the intestinal tract. These hard minerals pass from the intestinal walls and get into the lymphatic system, which delivers all of its products to the blood, which in turn distributes to all parts of the body. This is the cause of much human disease.
I didn't say it. They said it. Okay, and by the way, this is Dr. Charles Mayo of the Mayo Clinic that had that saying. So you can see how important water is and how much we do not want these hard minerals. We don't want inorganic minerals. What type of minerals do we want? Organic minerals, okay? So what we're talking about here for the next little bit is how to get rid of inorganic minerals, poisons, toxins, those types of things. Now, there's different methods. I brought a little show to show you what happens with the different methods. We have the method of filtration, the method of reverse osmosis, and the method of distillation. So we're going to kind of try to support why these things work the way they do. Let's take this little Brita filter, for example. This little Brita filter is just a little paper filter, and most of you know how these things work. You just take your water and you fill it up over the top of these things, and you pour the water in, and this thing's supposed to protect you. Okay? And guess what? It's a pretty good little product in that it has a good intention. It tells you that it's going to have better tasting water. It's going to clean your water. It's going to filter it, a pitcher at a time. And so what lands up happening is you pour your water in there, and this is what you call just a plain old filter, a water filter. Now what's the definition of a water filter? The definition of a water filter is a device through which water passes to remove certain contaminants. We should underline and highlight the word certain, because not very many of the compounds that are in water will be taken out of a Brita filter.